The mission of the business is to elevate the next generation through meeting the needs of the community. The real heart that we've had is growing young people that have worked in the field and having go out and serve primarily the elderly. Since we've grown, we've expanded that. We have people of all ages work for us and we're serving all types of ages. But that was like the original heart of that. Because when I had that time in between Aqua and Serve, I had a friend die of drug overdose and a friend die of suicide.
Sorry
And
to
these
hear.
were great people. They weren't people that you would ever expect it. And I've had more and more friends that has happened to, and just realized that there is like a major issue with young people. Like a lot of them, the number one killer of young people is suicide. Many of them are very disconnected from their generation. I think only 6% of Gen Z know anyone outside of their generation besides their parents. And so, I found that there was this beautiful thing that happens when you take young people serving the elderly, helping with these regular tasks, having this symbiotic relationship where the elderly is benefiting even relationally from the kind of companionship element, and the young person are being inspired by helping older people. It really, I think, does a lot of good healing for young people. Getting a tip every day, getting a job done, not being on your phone all day, interacting with all different types of people, different communication types. And so to me, I feel like when I'm wanting to build a business, like I want something that makes me come alive. I remember with Aqua, a ticket we sold, we gave a month of clean water to someone in Ghana. And so the water crisis was what really killed me because that was the number one killer for, I think it was like 1 in 5. I can't remember the fact right now. I think it was like 1 in 5 people don't make it to the age of 5 in a lot of parts of Africa because of unclean drinking water.
Uh,
And so this cause of just really young adult mental health was what really drove me and got me really excited. And then also what it was doing for seniors that, 1/5 of America is going to be 65 plus by 2030 and 1/4 by 2050. And these at home projects are barriers to staying at home and they're being
right.
forced of assisted living. And it's like, how can we do that to our elderly? Like, we need to have a solution for them. So those two causes rose up and those just made me like really come alive. And I never am like bored or regretting doing what I'm doing because of, I think, the deep why that lives in me. So that would be my advice if anyone's thinking about starting a business or looking for a franchise. Like, hey, what is it that makes you come alive and go do that? Don't just look at, the dollar amount or et
Right.
cetera, because I think that's an empty road, sort of like this, I'm a Christian. I'm not, the business isn't Christian, but I have a lot of ethos in that. But, there's this verse that says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? It's like if you go out and build a business that's just about money, like sure, you gain the whole world. But if it's not like invigorating your why and getting you excited, you've now lost your soul. And what's the win then at that point?
The mission is powerful, but how does it translate into a day-to-day business? Next, we'll break down the Surv business model, the core four services they offer, and the structure of a franchisee's team, only on the Franchise Freedom Podcast.